Yo, what's going on, guys? Dar here. I'm back in the video, and today I have a video on how to pick a sensitivity in Halo. I've been getting a lot of messages recently on my short little hiatus. I'm pretty much done with the last week of calculus, or I'm going to be. So I'll be uploading a lot more for you guys. I won't be freaking slacking on the uploads, but it's like an accelerated math course, so, or at least during summer. So you really have to commit to it. If you kind of slack off, you're not going to do good. And if I were to make videos and stuff and try playing a lot, I would get an F in the class, and that's not happening. School always comes first. So in this video, guys, I really want to explain to you guys, there's kind of two ways of picking a sensitivity that I go about in pretty much any game I'm playing and stuff like that. So I'm going to explain the first method, which is kind of looking at a player or a pro player or whatever, or a person you kind of want to play like. And for me in Halo, that's what I did pretty much. I looked at Snip3down. I also had a lot of favorite players when I made a switch in sensitivity from like 3 to 4. I used to play on default all day. That was like my main thing in Halo 3. But I think when I started watching like Snip3down more seriously, Formal and Ninja and stuff like that, kind of more towards Reach, I believe I made the switch in like Halo 3, so Snip3down was my main influence in that case. But I think when Reach came out, I tried 3 again, and I'm like, okay, Ninja and Formal and stuff play on it, so I like went back to a 4. It was kind of weird. Something like that happened. I don't really remember as well. I was like in middle school or something, but so I made pretty much a switch to 4 because I saw pro players, my favorite pro players, play the game, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I feel like I want to play like them. My play style is, in my opinion, at the time, I'm like, you know, I want to play like them. I'm similar to them, in my opinion. Like, I would love to be like them and stuff like that. Obviously, that kind of comes when you're younger. Like, you want to be like a certain player and stuff like that. I mean, even now, I feel like people look at certain pros, I want to play like him and stuff like that. So I feel like that's not a problem at all. A lot of people, when they make sensitivity videos or how to pick a sensitivity, I feel like a lot of people just say, play on whatever's comfortable for you. And they always say that. I used to get so frustrated looking at videos, and I feel like that's an answer in my opinion. Like, I'm not trying to bash anyone who ever made a video like that, but being a watcher of those videos, watching so many of them for multiple games, it gets so annoying just hearing pick whatever's comfortable for you. It's like that didn't really give me an answer coming out of the video. So in this video, I'm really gonna try giving you guys that definitive answer. So I've been getting a lot of comments. I'll be playing 4-2, you're playing 4-2 and stuff like that. But the thing about that is, I want to play like, you know, that I feel like I played like Snip3down and stuff in the past, and I kind of have my own play style. I feel like it's a good mix of rushing and kind of shooting in the back and stuff like that, and that type of play style. And everyone may not kind of play that like hybrid role, or just putting shots down from medium range and stuff like that, long range encounters, and occasionally goes up mid range. Some people just tend to sit in the far back and put shots down. For that, you would want a lower sensitivity, or look at players who you feel like would play like that, and they may play a 3 sensitivity, they may play a 2. They're generally gonna play lower if they're just sitting back all the time, and that kind of goes with your play style. But that's the other part of it. But just look at a player who you feel like plays like you, and then literally copy their sensitivity. And then if you feel like, you know, I would say play on that sensitivity for a day or so. Like, I would say a day, just playing on that sensitivity. And if you feel like you're comfortable with it by the end of the day, then I would stay on that sensitivity and keep it there. Snip3down started playing like a 4-2 when Halo 5 came out, and I've kept it on there since. 4 sensitivity was my main, but the thing I was kind of having an issue with was the acceleration, which was Snip3down's kind of that mid-tier, like I said before, mid-range shooter guy. He kind of puts shots from a distance and occasionally gets a little bit of a brawl, like meleeing range and all that stuff. So he put on 2 acceleration. It's because like he doesn't need to turn around that fast. There's not really a reason for him to turn like that. And a lot of people are saying 4-2 or 2 acceleration is kind of what the acceleration was in the previous Halo games. Like a 4-3 in Halo 5 is slightly faster than a 4 sensitivity in Halo 3 when you have your stick completely pegged. So 4-2 is pretty much the equivalent of Halo 3's or the classic Halo games 4. So I feel like that was the reason why he also did it too. So Frosty also played on like a 4-3, I believe, for a while, and I feel like he did that because he needs to turn around really fast. He's movement based and stuff like that. So if you want to play like Frosty, take that stuff into consideration. Like, look at his acceleration, look at his sensitivity, and it's like, do I really want to play like a fast-paced type of role, soaring in the bases, meleeing people, jumping over their heads, in that kind of elusive play style? If you do, I would say copy that sensitivity exactly. But I think Frosty did go down to like a 4-2 now, so I feel like 4-2 is that golden range in Halo 5, at least for me, of just pushing in, and I could soar above people's heads, do cool plays and stuff like that. And kind of sitting mid-range. I feel like it's a good balance. So Frosty used to play on like a 4-3, but he moved it down. But he still plays like the way he did before. So that's all I would really say in terms of looking at other players. If you want to play like me, kind of have my play style or whatever, if you like the way I play in my videos, I would say go ahead, go right ahead, copy the 4-2. But don't expect, especially if you've been playing on a different sensitivity for years, like if you've been playing on like a 5 or a 2 or whatever, if you've been playing on something different for years and you switch to mine or anyone else's, don't expect it immediately to work, or don't expect immediately to shoot like that player, because it takes time to get into your muscle memory of your mind's thinking, hey, I have to adjust to this new speed that I'm playing at, especially if you've been playing consistently for years. So that's the first method of picking your sensitivity. The second one I would say, which is, I do this for a lot of other games. I mean, it's pretty much what I do now. I kind of do like a mix of both, which is pretty much you stay on the default sensitivity that they give you in the game, and then you adjust it accordingly. So, like, let's say the default sensitivity for an unnamed game, whatever, is like 5, right? That's a default for this game I'm talking about. And if you notice that you're overshooting, meaning your crosshairs are going past that person, you're overcompensating way too hard for your aim, then your sensitivity is way too high. Then I would recommend to that person, hey, drop it down to a 4 maybe. Or even if you're overcompensating, then I would say drop it down to a 3 until you're not overcompensating anymore, until it's just right. And then if you're undercompensating, which means you're shooting before the target, you need to raise your sensitivity up. So if you're playing on like a 5, I would say, if you're playing on like a 5 and you're undershooting, then I would say raise it up 1, then raise it up 1, and then it's basically the same thing. So that's a really effective tactic that I really feel like a lot of people don't really pay attention to. You really have to pay attention in a gunfight. Am I overshooting this guy? Am I undershooting? And what am I doing here? It really takes a lot of self-awareness as a gamer to know what your weaknesses are in terms of that kind of. It's such a minute thing, but it matters so much in the long run, especially if you want to play competitively, because every shot matters. You don't want to miss a shot. You don't want to overshoot a shot. Now, I'm saying you don't overshoot on that perfect sensitivity for you. It occasionally happens. It's going to be really hard to hit every single shot every single time, but as long as you're hitting a majority of the shots consistently, that's all that matters. So recently, I'm going to kind of share a story of what I've been dealing with recently. So I've been playing like Halo 5, obviously. 4-2 is my sensitivity. I'm probably never going to switch. I think it's perfect. 4 sensitivity is perfect. I've had my best games in Halo on this sensitivity. So with Call of Duty recently, I've been playing Modern Warfare Remastered. Obviously, you guys know Call of Duty, popular game or whatever. So I kind of did like a mix of both. So I play on like a 4 in the previous Call of Duties, like Modern Warfare 2. Like when I'm playing kind of like regular gunning, just using like regular assault rifles and submachine guns and all that stuff, I play on like a 4. And I noticed I was overshooting. I was overshooting a lot in gunfights. My aim was really like twitchy from a far distance. It was really weird. So I noticed, hey, let me put my sensitivity down a 1, like down 1 notch. And I looked at a lot of pro players too that I liked, like Formal and Scump and stuff like that. A lot of Call of Duty pros. And I noticed, they played on a 3. And I was playing on like a 4. And I noticed that I was a little bit, I was like, wait a minute, it's like a combination of both. Like, I want to play like these players. I feel like my play style could be similar. I want to play like these guys and stuff like that. So I started watching a lot of their gameplays and stuff like that, and I made the switch. I'm like, I'm gonna drop down 1 lower. And I noticed I played so much better in Call of Duty and Modern Warfare Remastered and all the Call of Duties pretty much, just by moving my sensitivity down that 1 mark. And I noticed that I've not drop shots in that game or any Call of Duty like before. So sometimes it really just takes a combination of both, of looking, hey, am I overshooting, am I undershooting? Hey, let's see what the pros are playing, and combining all those things to finding what is most comfortable for you. I hope that wasn't like a cop-out answer, like find what's most comfortable for you, but I just told you guys what I do in terms of sensitivity for any game I play. Generally, in all the first-person shooters, at least that I've played, the golden range for me that I noticed in most of them is anywhere from like a 3 to a 4 sensitivity. In between there is like perfect, that sweet spot, that 3.5 out of 10 sensitivity. So if I have a chance to do that in any game, like Battlefield for example, I play on a 35% sensitivity, and I noticed that personally myself, I'm hitting shots, I'm not overcompensating, I'm not undercompensating, and I noticed that, hey, that's the kind of sweet spot for me in first-person shooters, and I leave it there pretty much in a majority of the games, unless I notice I'm overshooting or undershooting, and I make the correction from there, and I find that perfect sensitivity for me pretty much in any game I play. In Destiny, it's a 4 sensitivity. That's a perfect sensitivity for me, just because I know from Halo, you know, that it works. That's the Goldilocks zone for me in most games. Obviously, it's different in Call of Duty. When I'm sniping, I'll probably say like I play like on a 7 or an 8, or I used to when I was younger and I sniped on that game. But that's pretty much it, guys. It's a combination of both. Find if you're overshooting or undershooting. Look at yourself. Look at your make like an Xbox game clip. If you guys like see my Xbox profile or you've seen my like Xbox game clip, sometimes I'll do random recordings of gunfights, and a lot of people are like, you lost that gunfight, or probably people are probably looking at it like, you lost that gunfight, what are you doing? Or yeah, your shots are really bad right there. And I do that to look at it myself and see what could I have done better, what am I doing with both of my fingers, what am I doing in that gunfight and stuff like that, or both of my thumbs rather. And that's why I make those random game clips. So make game clips, look at yourself, look at your aim, what are you doing in gunfights and stuff like that, what can you do to improve? And that takes self-awareness as a player. And also, I want to end this off saying, like, it's not all about your shot, guys. I'm probably gonna make another video after this talking about there's other aspects that you could have the best shot in the world. There's a million people who could shoot good in games. Not saying like this is a way to go pro or anything, but in my mindset and what I've heard from pros and stuff like that, you could have the best shot in the world, but it's like if you don't have the decision making at all to go with it, you're kind of like a worthless player. You know what I mean? Like, not worthless, but you're just, the decision making, it comes before the shot, in my opinion. Obviously having a great shot is good, but the decision making and making good plays for your team and making that sacrifice for your team, and not, you know, and not always just trying to get the most kills and stuff like that, and getting the objective, making the right play when it's needed, that's what matters most, in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope I didn't ramble too long. Jeez, it's like 12 minutes. I had that aiming video and that went for like 22 minutes. That was crazy. I said so many times. I probably did in this video. That's one thing I do need to work on in commentaries. But hope you guys been doing good like these past 3 weeks. Hopefully this video does a lot better than my past few videos. I feel like these videos do the best where I'm just talking about one specific thing in Halo that people want to improve on, that they could apply to any Halo game. I feel like you do the best on my channel, how to aim, how to strafe, these basics in Halo, because, you know, I feel like Halo 5 has a lot of new Halo fans that came into it and that got interested, that may have left from COD or just got an Xbox One this generation, people from PlayStation 3 who got an Xbox One. So I hope these videos could help all you guys out. I really do enjoy making them. I love playing Halo 5. I wish they would update it more to keep me motivated to play it, but I love you guys so much for like all the like love I've been getting and stuff, like messages, people saying, hey man, like good videos and stuff like that. It means a lot. Like, this is the most subscribers I've ever had on YouTube or anything. I used to, like, if you guys don't know, I may do like a history of myself video one day, maybe when I hit like 800, or I don't know, I want to do like a setup and stuff. If you guys want to see that, just leave it down in the comments below. But this is the most subs I've ever had, and like I feel like the most support I've ever had for a channel and stuff like that. So I'm really appreciative of that. Appreciative. Yeah, there you go. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out. Peace.